All right, but just for the record here, I love this little small talk, but that's not really the reason why I invited you to the party, though.
Yeah, I could have. I kind of guessed.
Mm. Yeah, so I kind of want to know, like, why and what happened.
So
So, what is
I
real,
have.
what isn't real?
So I have pretty, and it's kind of obvious, but
Mm,
I kind of have some, bad mental issues, and
mm,
I recently got help after, you know, Soul and Ashley and them,
mm,
because they were actually really good friends to me at least,
mm,
and by the time I realized they would have, been friends with me for me,
mm,
it was like it was too late, and I didn't know how to just come out and say, I've been lying to you this whole time.
mm,
And so after that kind of blew up, I went and got help from two mental health doctors because after that, I don't know, I just kind of I had a little bit of a breakdown and I overdosed and I tried to hurt myself after with them, and after that I realized I needed to start getting help, and
mm,
I didn't know how to tell the people who already, knew me as someone else. I didn't know how I would even start that conversation.
mm,
So I kind of just tried to play along with whatever and tried to leave anyone that knew or I haven't talked to in a long time out of it and just tried to ignore them even if they messaged me. But it all kind of started it all kind of started um, quite a while ago, and it was almost like when it started, I kept
mm,
hearing, and it doesn't excuse anything, but I hadn't slept in a while, and I had these, I hear a couple different voices, and you know, I remember this specific phrase, if no one will accept you for you, be someone else,
mm,
and for like, and it felt like for 3 weeks, it was just like a daze, or maybe a month, it was just a daze, and I felt like it was all just a dream. I didn't feel like it was real. And then it, I snapped out, air
mm,
quote, and I had all these friendships with people I barely knew, and I had to go back and read messages to know what the hell was going on, and
mm,
I didn't know how I would say, I've been lying to you and your friends. I don't know how I would even start that conversation.
mm,
And so I sort of just played along, and then when it kind of blew up with Soul and Ashley and all of them,
mm,
I I finally well I apologized to all of them, and we all kind of talked it out,
mm,
and then I said, okay, finally, I'm going to be accepted for me, and
mm,
I was kind of excited about that, and
mm.
I and it seemed like about 2 days later, um, all of them had blocked me and reported me, and I I didn't know. I thought we had cleared things up, and
Mm.
it's not. I'm not trying to blame them or anything, but it kind of just made me realize or feel like no, they're no one's going to accept you for you.
Mm.
Obviously, you have to be someone else. So I kind of
Well, I don't mean to
relapsed in a
interrupt
way.
here.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
love I love you to continue. But if you would have just started off normally as Zane, nothing of this would have happened. Like if you just were yourself, we would have just, well, accepted you for who you are.
And I realized that, but it was like I realized that after
Hmm,
the fact. I didn't know going in that
hmm,
you guys would be, good people and,
hmm,
understanding and not, judge me for my mental health issues or
hmm.
anything like that. And I
Well,
didn't,
everyone has problems, so why wouldn't we accept the person for who he is?
well, because for basically
Mm.
almost my whole life, I've never really had any friends,
Mm.
and I've had a couple people be nice to me here and there,
Mm.
but in the last like year or so, it you know people kind of
Mm.
take advantage of my desperation, and you know I don't know really what to do, so I kept thinking, I kept hearing again and again, no one likes this this you, be a different person, you just lie, and I didn't I,
Mm.
I never meant to hurt anyone at all. And I know everyone's saying that I'm a monster and that, kill yourself,
Mm.
you don't deserve to live, all that stuff. Uh, but I was never going in looking to hurt anybody, and I I can only, try and apologize after the fact.
Mm.
And if I couldn't, I guess I wanted to say, come out and say that I'm not this person, but I had no idea how anybody would react, how
Mm.
anything would go. But one of my therapists told me that everyone's going to find out, well, not everyone, but
Mm.
someone is going to find out one way or another,
Mm.
and everyone involved is going to end up hurt. And then
Mm.
that kind of struck a chord, and I realized I can't do that anymore.
Mm.
Because they were right. No one's going to benefit from this, and even though it's a temporary fix to loneliness, in the end, it's not me. That's not me. And
Mm.
so I kept trying to tell myself that I need to come out, but I always kept thinking, no, not today. I'll do it tomorrow.
Mm.
And I kept doing tomorrow and tomorrow. Sorry.
Mm.
And so in the end, it just, before I could get to a point where I was confident enough to come out and say it, it had already kind of blown up in my
Mm.
face, if that makes sense.
Mm.
But
Um.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you both for at least
Mm.
listening. Yeah.
Well, no worries. You're still a normal human being, so why wouldn't we? I know I well, Dustin is fucking furious. I know that. Um, and he keeps saying like, "Well, he should kill himself." But
Yeah.
that's not us, and you know that.
Ironically
Mm.
enough, when he said, "You won't, you're not gonna die, we know you won't," he tried
Mm.
to kill himself. He pretended to kill himself once, and I had everyone from
Mm.
this was back when I was in the forest chat. I had
Mm.
everyone who was willing send him a message and say it's not worth it, and then I had to have his girlfriend or his ex go to his house and check on him, and it turned out he was just sleeping normally, and it I didn't want to, call him out on that because I
Mm.
felt like I had done enough already. I
Mm.
know he was, trying to just say whatever he could to hurt me,
Mm.
but to, I didn't want to insult anybody there.
Mm.
So, because no one, I don't feel like anyone deserves to be insulted or, you know, put down, even though
Mm.
I did what I did.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I kind of understand that, but I also feel like it's a bit too late to apologize. I don't think
Yeah,
people will take that very well, and also I think a lot of people will not believe a single word you say anymore.
that's fine. Not up to me whether they believe what they do or not.
Mm.
It's up to them.
Mm. Yeah, well, that's true. But then you're gonna end up lonely again with no one around you.
That's all right. That's all
And
right.
and you had a pretty solid friend group. Like you had all of us. You had the people from the forest.
I know.
Yeah, but also what I kind of want to know is like how no, like of what you told us, what is true and what isn't.
I guess I'm trying to ask, what do you
Hmm?
mean of what I've told you?
Hmm? Well,
Because
first
I
of
mean,
all,
there.
did you
Go
really
ahead.
have a brother that died, and if so, how?
I never had a brother.
Hmm?
I had I had basically an image in my head. So
Hmm?
I had a lot of concussions
Hmm?
from I used to play football
Hmm?
and I had a lot of concussions and
Hmm?
it obviously doesn't excuse anything,
Hmm?
but I basically my brain basically made a brother for me.
Hmm?
And when I started taking drugs and, doing all this crazy shit, it's like it was almost like an imaginary friend and it disappeared.
Hmm?
And I really did think he died. And I had no idea how, and I
Hmm?
could only, you know, come to terms and try and get my brain to make it up. I could only, my basically when you go insane, your brain cuts itself off from reality to
Hmm?
protect itself. And I have psychosis, and I've been diagnosed with that. And it's not something I'm proud of by any means, but it basically just to protect itself and say you're not insane, something happened
Hmm?
to him. But after going to therapy, uh-oh,
What? Uh-oh.
oh, that was weird. It
Hmm?
acted like I got kicked out of the group.
Oh,
It
okay.
came up with an error message,
Hmm.
but
All right.
basically it to rationalize that, my brain
Hmm?
essentially came up with an idea of what happened, and it made its own
Hmm?
reality. And then while I was in therapy, and I've been going for a bit, and I came, we basically almost quote unlocked memories, if that makes sense.
Hmm?
I through talking about it, because whenever I would mention it to anyone, I would just get,
Hmm?
people would listen, and but it's not like I could talk to them, if that makes sense.
Hmm?
I couldn't actually express how I feel. I could only do it the best I could through text.
Hmm?
And when I came to the realization that no, I didn't have a brother, I I wanted to snap but since I was in the room with my therapist, you know, she calmed me down, and I have, medicine for when
Hmm?
things act up and I'm not doing so well. And so I can only try and, because I really did believe it. I did. I believed that I had a brother, and for,
Hmm?
you know, months upon months I believed that it happened. But now I kind of have to rationalize and deal with the reality that I ended up creating.
Hmm?
And for a long time, I didn't believe that I was real, if that makes sense. I didn't believe
Hmm?
that I was alive here because it felt all so surreal what was going on. It didn't feel like I was actually a part of it. It just felt like a fever dream or something like
Hmm?
that, or some kind of crazy drug-induced coma or some stupid shit like that.
Hmm? Hmm?
But after people know, it's like, how do you start that conversation? How do you say, oh, I actually didn't have a brother?
Hmm?
How do I come out and say that? I, so I just had to, I
Hmm?
just had to keep it going because I didn't, how would I ever be able to say, no, I didn't actually have a brother. It was just something my mind created out of loneliness and out of, you know, insanity almost.
Hmm?
it's still, I know it's never going to excuse anything. It's never going to. I can't just claim, oh, I was mentally unstable. You have
Mm,
to forgive me. I know that, and
mm,
I've been having, panic attacks and anxiety here and there because I overthink myself into the ground. And it also, it's not it's fully deserved, but at the same time it doesn't help when,
mm,
people are encouraging you to kill yourself and, saying that you don't deserve to live and that you should be all this horrible shit that they talked about. And
mm,
I can only, try and block it out of my mind, but at the same time, it just makes you wonder is, you know,
mm,
if so many people believe that, are they right? Because a lot of people, would say that when they actually meet me and talk to me, they would say, you you have some kind of, autism or you're somewhere on the
mm,
spectrum or something. And I was I I wasn't. I'm not autistic, but it it's weird when enough people tell you that you are something. It's hard not to believe it because
mm,
you think to yourself, they all can't be lying. Or, but at the same time, sometimes people just literally just say stuff just to, they're sad or they've they've you know they've had a bad day or something, and they'll just take it out on, you know
mm,
like anyone, quote unquote, that
mm,
it's kind of just what happened. But anyway,
mm. Alright, well, I honestly don't know what to say to that because
I
from,
understand.
well, the past experiences, I am, well, I want to believe all that you say, but I'm having difficulties with it. Just because
That's
of
okay.
everything what happened in the past. Like, I understand that you
Yeah, I know. I know.
have mental issues, whatever. Uh, Honestly, I wouldn't care if you would have just told us it up front. But since everything happened and everything comes out like right now, I'm not sure if I also believe everything you say right now. And that's
That's
my
okay.
issue at
I
the
understand.
moment.
That's
And I,
okay. I
hmm,
understand that.
all right.
It's not your fault. I mean, if someone lies, it's obviously hard to
Hmm,
believe them afterwards. It's just
I know, but
natural.
and it's not just like baby lies, but these are big boy lies.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. Like if there were small lies, I wouldn't even care. Like everyone lies every now and then, but these are serious lies. Like you basically played identity fraud from someone, and that's not legal.
I mean, the thing is, I called Victoria
Mm,
last night and we had like an hour-long talk,
mm,
and we're going to get coffee later this week or
mm,
next week. She told me she would text me, but to talk about it
mm,
and stuff, and she said she's not going to press charges or anything
mm.
like that.
Okay.
Neither is Courtney. I talked to both of them, and
Mm,
we both had, really long talks, and I told them everything. If you want the proof, I can show them. I'm not going to press charges.
No, no, don't show
mm.
it. It's okay.
All right. All right. And you say you called Victoria, but did you also call Courtney then, or?
No, I talked to Courtney over text. I didn't
Mm.
call her.
All right. So there is proof of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. I'll text.
Mm,
Okay, I'll text Victoria and just, have some sort of proof
mm.
and have her say that.
That would be the wisest things to do, as for your case, just so you have some, well, actual proof for yourself. Like, I don't mean that I want it. Would be nice to have some closure that you actually talk to these girls, that they are not gonna press charges against you, just so that we also know that you actually talk to these girls. Because right now you're just telling us, and well, we don't know if it actually happened. Let's say it like that.
Okay. I'll
So.
send you a screenshot.
And it's also the wisest thing for yourself. So you have everything that, yeah. So just so you have everything, and that you know that nothing's gonna happen. And
I'm
also,
taking a
and
screenshot.
what if I message Victoria? Will she tell me the same then? Because I
I
don't
mean,
know if you know, but I found her.
I know. I
Okay.
saw.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure people are
Hmm.
messaging them and saying, you know, I
Hmm.
used their identities to steal thousands of dollars or tried to
Hmm.
steal, you know, I tried to hurt
Hmm.
and, you know, tried to get in and hurt everyone, but
Hmm.
it's just not true. I
Hmm.
never, like, I never stole anything from anyone, and I know people are making the case that I stole from them, and okay, so I had two gifts ever, and I kept trying to say,
Hmm.
no, please don't give it to me, please don't give it to me. And Dustin sent me Overwatch
Hmm.
when it was half off on the half off weekend.
Yeah, he told
About,
us like a
Yeah.
year ago
and
or something.
well, not quite that long, but yeah. Anyway, sent me that, and it was like I tried to say, please don't
Hmm.
send it to me, but by the time I was home, I had the code
Hmm.
in my messages and it was highlighted, so all I had to do was click the link and it would download the game.
Hmm.
And then Zombie bought me Worms Battlegrounds for
Hmm.
$20. And I mean, if he wants to send me to jail over $20, and again, I said, don't give this to me.
Hmm.
I don't want to take anything. I can buy it on my own.
Hmm.
But then, I mean, they just they just gave it to me and
Hmm.
I didn't, and if they already paid for it and they're standing there, and I was in a group with Soul and him, and he was basically saying, you know, either take it or you're just wasting it.
Hmm.
And so, I mean, I tried to say no to them multiple times, and
Hmm.
I don't I don't know how to make that case. I'm sending a screenshot of what
All right.
Courtney said.
Hmm.
Oh,
What is it, Brandon?
I came.
Again? Hmm. Hmm.
So did you get it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Doctor said something that resonated with me. People find out one way or another. Everyone ends up hurt in the end. I couldn't keep pretending to be someone I'm not. Again, I'm sorry. If it seems like I'm a little frantic, it's because I'm having a panic attack. Okay? So well, that's that. But do you also have
Yeah, I'm texting her and just
mm,
saying that.
mm,
So when she responds, I'll send a screenshot.
mm,
But I mean, I have complete confidence. So
mm. All right.
and it was crazy because Soul was basically trying to push a lawsuit for.
Mm,
He was trying to say I basically robbed people that bad. I
mm,
will just refund it. I mean,
mm.
if you're gonna
Well, I
hire
don't think it's
1,000,
about the $20 actually. It's more because of what you did. It's
I
not
mean, but
just the money.
I
It's like,
I guess I don't understand how
mm,
I could be sued for not for doing that in a way. And if someone's
Well,
already
it's
agreed
basically.
not to press charges, it's
Hmm,
kind of a dead issue.
hmm. Yeah, well, it's basically more because you actually took the girls' identities, basically, and that's what the charges were for. Not because of the
But at
20
the
bucks, because who gives a fuck about 20 bucks?
I do.
Shut up, Brandon. You just found 50 bucks on the street yesterday. Fuck off.
That's true.
Like, no one gives a fuck about 20 bucks. It's because you stole the identity and you made up fake stories to get everyone to believe you and to talk to you because you felt lonely. And with all the fucking whatever the fuck, like all the fake accounts and sending the hate mail through all the fake accounts, like the exact mercy. That's also you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it, like right from the start. That was you because you made a mistake in that um in well in the hate mail, because in the hate mail you called me Sue, and back then like only 6 people called me Sue, and I know that none of them met you except for Brandon, Rasmus, and Tigo, and I know they wouldn't do that, so it must have been you, so I didn't pay any attention to it.
I mean, how, okay.
Hmm.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's okay. Fuck.
I mean, it's at least you guys are at least, you know,
Hmm.
listening.
Yeah, well, of
we're not
course.
being dicks about it because we
A
are.
couple times
Like, we don't
when
care.
Hmm.
when I tried to talk with other, they would invite me to a party, and then
Hmm.
it would be 3 or 4 people just, and I would start talking. They'd just say, you know, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. Kill yourself. All this stupid shit.
Yeah,
And
I
Yeah,
kind of
because
act
we're
as
not
understand that.
we're not kids at like talking to other
Hmm.
people
That's
and
true.
being retarded.
Like Brandon
Like
just got a
we.
B for English, so.
Oh, lol, haha.
Lol,
Tony,
funny meme.
it doesn't
No, but
matter. Like
no,
we're
but
not
really,
fucking
we
assholes.
aren't like yeah, exactly. We aren't assholes. If someone wants to talk, just talk already. I don't care if you're a male, female, or a mammoth or an alien, whatever the fuck. If you want to talk, then just go for it.
Can even talk to Rasmus, even though like that stuff happened. I don't even want to talk about it.
Hmm?
Like he's gonna be pretty chill about it.
Hmm?
Like he
About
doesn't
what?
care
we've
anymore.
already,
Yeah,
we've
he's
already
all. Yeah.
texted and stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, you
So we
did?
could talk about it.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Shit.
Yeah, Rasmus texted, well, Zane yesterday, but he was really mad, and he is still mad because
Oh, okay. Well then,
Hmm?
okay. Well, that's Rasmus.
Because uh, what did he say? Let me read
Okay,
it
so
out loud. Let me read it out
well,
loud.
Rasmus
Wait,
not
hold up,
stable, so I don't know.
hold up, Brandon, shut up.
he was just really
Like I've been,
salty the whole time.
wait. I hope he's still there. I want to talk to him too. What is Brandon saying? Brandon's being very quiet. Nice. What is Zane saying? So, say everything that you say. He says this is bullshit. Told him I said bullshit that we not called you out on it. You, if we have not called you out on it, you would have kept doing this degeneracy. You are only sorry because you are caught. So much bullshit.
That's,
Do you
I mean,
realize how fucking shit you made me feel when I called you out on your guilt and you guilt tripped me for it?
I mean, I can just make the same case when he just kept saying you're a piece of shit, and I on Telegram like 4 months ago or so, and
Hmm.
I can just make the same case. You made me feel insanely guilty for
Hmm.
doing the same thing. I mean, we both just guilt tripped each other, but it's not.
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't have. I didn't.
you,
The thing
I'm
is,
sorry to interrupt here, but you actually messaged him, and we still have the screenshot of every single conversation, that you messaged him saying that you wanted him to apologize to you every single day because he made you feel bad, even though you were the one lying to us the entire time, and Rasmus
that
called you
was
out on it.
that was just out of anger. I mean,
Hmm.
that's purely what it was.
Hmm.
I mean, that was he messaged me that and calling me out at 6:30
Hmm.
in the morning, and
Hmm.
I was basically just drunk texting him
Hmm.
essentially. I wasn't drunk, but
Hmm.
obviously barely awake, but that was just out of anger, and obviously it didn't matter because it's not
Hmm.
like I'm not angry enough to follow up on anything stupid like that. I mean,
Hmm.
that was just something stupid I said. That's all it really
Hmm.
was.
All right.
You fucking stand still?
Could you please reply to whatever the fuck Zane is saying instead of playing your shitty ass game, Brandon? This
I'm
more
sorry for
important.
playing Monster Hunter.
Shut up, you fucking Monsana. I know it's a great game, but still. Hmm.
I mean, he's saying I only kept doing it because I got called out, but
Hmm.
how would I come out and say that to anyone? It's not like I went to anyone new, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. Anyone who knew about it, I didn't I didn't come out and say it because I didn't know how I was going to start that conversation. But it's not
Hmm.
like I kept going to new people after, you know,
Hmm.
Soul, Ashley, and that group after, you know, we had our falling out and stuff. I mean, that's when I went to go get help, and since then I haven't moved on, as he would say. I haven't
Hmm.
gotten to anyone, and the only thing is I've been sorry long before that. The only thing is I was, you know, doing an okay job of hiding it because I wasn't talking.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I have a really bad guilty conscience, and I tend to just blame myself for everything, and as you can probably tell, I kind of have a pretty bad resentment for who I am and
Hmm.
what kind of person I am, and you know, kind of everything about me, because I literally believed I can't even, you know, fathom that I actually I actually had it in my head that I had a brother, and I totally believed that he was real. I made a face, and it was like it was like we'd been together my whole life, and
Hmm.
I didn't. How the hell do I even, you know, come to terms with that? How do I even,
Hmm.
you know, come to myself and say, "Oh, you just had a psychotic break. Your brother was never real." How do I face myself after that?
Hmm.
And I'm sure that's kind of just what most people wanted to hear. I mean, they just want to hear that they just want to hear me say I hate myself, and you know
Hmm.
that I'm a piece of shit, and that I mean I bet 90% of them just wish I was dead. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just
Well,
how it
most of
is.
them, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but like most of the people that are actually in that group actually do want that.
I know.
And
I mean, they're very vocal about it.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I could just the thing is, I can literally make everyone saying you should be sued and all this
Mm.
stuff, but you can't tell someone to kill themselves
Mm-hmm.
and then try and say you need to go to jail. That's not how it works. That's why I'm
Mm.
respecting your opinion, Soul's opinion,
Mm.
Ashley's opinion, Brandon and Rasmus told me to kill myself. But I'm respecting
Yeah, Rasmus
your
is just
guys'
really angry,
opinions.
and he says that all the time. So don't take him too serious, and you know that.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
you know
fair
you've
enough.
been with us for at least 2 months, so you know that if we
Yeah,
say kill yourself, it's not actually
and
something
I
we
know
mean.
that's why I
Like
would never like
I sent Brandon a
actually try
voice
and
message
kill
actually
myself.
yesterday evening because he didn't say I love you when he left the party. I sent him a message saying, please kill yourself. I will go find you a tree and I will personally hang you on it. Like it's
Yeah,
just a joke. Like you know that we aren't serious about that fact. I know others
I know
are,
it is.
but we aren't.
Okay, one sec. I'll be right back.
Hmm.
I'm getting a
Okay.
call. is being has been terminated. Please
Oh.
give me please give me account information and I will do what I can to resolve the issue. And
Yeah, we get that over
I
here as
said
well.
I said I don't have a computer, and
Mm.
he said, but you do. I see it right here. He's adorable.
Yeah, we have that over here as well. Like I work in customer service, people call me every single day. People from Microsoft, they're calling me. What should I do? Hang up. Uh,
Yeah.
funny to hear that they try it over there as well, but yeah.
Yeah, America's kind of I don't know. America's kind of a mess right now.
Mm.
I mean, we have a kind of a crazy president. And
Mm.
there's like a
True.
school shooting every other day, and like I don't know, everything's kind of a mess.
That's true.
But sort of back to what I was saying, I can't
Mhm.
really, I
I'm
can't
back.
really,
Okay.
take these people seriously about you need to go to jail when
Mm.
at the same time I could just make a case that you can't tell someone to kill themselves. It's against the law. That it's the same thing, and I'm obviously not going to do that. I'm not going to
Mm.
do that. I'm not going to hire a lawyer, call the cops on these people. But I mean, it's basically a two-way street. If I end up in trouble, I'm just gonna report everything, all the people who told me to
Mhm.
kill myself and that I should die. I mean, it's so hypocritical that you're saying I'm the one who needs to go to jail. I need to
Mm.
be sued,
Second.
but again,
Mm.
there's and they're not. It's not like Rasmus where I know he's joking
Mhm.
because I hear him say it all the time.
Mhm.
They're genuinely angry and they're genuinely, it's
Mhm.
out of rage and
Yeah,
you need to
it
kill yourself.
it really is
They're
out of rage,
fucking
and
retarded kids.
yeah, well, I
They can't take
understand the
things like
rage,
this
but
seriously because they never experienced this stuff daily.
Mhm.
Like they don't know how to handle this. They just fucking solve it like kids
I know.
because they
And
don't know how to handle this shit.
Mm.
I have to say, Dustin is a really childish person, and
Mm.
I, I mean, talking to him for he said a year, but it's been about 9 months,
Mm.
and essentially he would he would always play the victim card, and it was never his fault, and it was always something I was doing wrong,
Mm.
and then I mean he essentially he never took any responsibility for anything that happened, and
Mm.
I don't think I ever heard him apologize once, and I guess it's just crazy to me that someone who's almost 30 is still acting like they were 17 and telling
Mm.
people you should kill yourself when
Mm.
they do something bad to you, and it's not some sort of ironic joke.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it is really out of anger and frustration that they say it, because I understand them. I wouldn't say the same, but and I wouldn't say that I agree with them on all charges, but I understand why they are so mad that they tell you to actually kill yourself, because you've been lying to all these people for so long. And it's like I said, it's not small lies, it's actually pretty big lies that
I mean,
like
I know it weigh it weighs on me all the time.
mm,
You know, I don't have an anxiety disorder just you know
mm,
over nothing. It's 99% of it is over this.
mm,
And they just think, I'm, some kind of
mm,
malicious and evil, you know. I just,
mm,
look for people's lives to destroy. But at the same time,
mm,
I know they were only focused on the negative, but I know
mm,
some positive came out of the
mm,
interactions I've had with some of these people, and I know they're gonna claim that it never was, and all you ever did was anything wrong. but I know I really helped a couple of people when, you know, they were going through some of their really lows. And
mm,
it of course it's not, an excusable thing. It's not. I'm not trying to say, oh, I did something wrong, but
mm,
I did something good, so that makes it okay, right? No, I'm just saying that it's not all
mm,
negative. I know they're only focused on the negative, but it's not. It's a really false narrative to push that
mm,
only negative things came of this and
mm,
that I'm an evil manipulative monster. It's not true. And I know they're just saying it out of rage and,
mm,
hatred but I guess in my eyes, no matter how angry someone makes you, you
mm,
can't you should never tell anyone to kill themselves. Not and be 100% genuine about that.
mm,
It, I'll never see that as okay, whether even if you feel like someone deserves it.
mm,
I'll never see telling someone to kill themselves and being 100% honest as,
mm,
some kind of okay thing to do to get back at them.
mm. Yeah. Again, I really don't know what to say to that. Like, I agree with you. You should never tell someone, like, when you genuinely mean it, that they should kill themselves. I agree that you should never do that. But, yeah, everyone is just really, really mad at you. And I also understand that. And I'm not saying that I want to defend everyone who said that you should kill yourselves over all of this. Because indeed, good things came out of it. Like, we had fun.
Uh-huh.
We genuinely had fun. But it's just because of, well, right now, everything is coming out. And, like, we knew what was going on. Because I've also done my research. Like, before Souls messaged me, I had a shit ton of research about you. You have no idea. And it's only because you didn't send me the picture from Victorian high school outfit that I couldn't have done the same. If I would have had that picture before, then we would have busted your ass like at least 2 months ago. Because I've been doing my research as well.
Uh, I don't, I don't know how you expect me to respond to that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just wanted to say it. Like, it's just that we always had a feeling that whatever you said wasn't real.
Or something was fishy.
Yeah, something was fishy. I don't know. We
Ay,
always just had a feeling that something wasn't right. And also with Nayla Nova, like Nayla is still fucking depressed about it. Like I don't know if you saw it, but I added him into the group, and he instantly left. So I sent him a message, saying, I know that you're still depressed about this, whatever. If you don't want anything to do about this, um, then just leave. He says, sorry, but I want nothing to do with this. It brings back horrible memories just thinking about it.
I mean, the thing is, everyone feels really bad for him,
Mm,
but
mm,
the thing is, he was always instigating and
mm,
trying to start fights with me.
mm,
No, that guy Nova can attest to that.
mm,
Um, but I mean, I can show you screenshots of some of the shit he said. I
mm,
mean, he said, um, I hope you're haunted in your dreams by your dead relatives. I
mm,
mean, I hope, and one of the things he said that kind of stuck was you should go back to being a sex slave for your
mm,
parents because you are nothing but a piece
mm,
of shit. I never said anything, that
mm,
insane. I never used his past against him in any way.
mm,
And the thing is, I didn't like, I didn't think it was fair that he tried to play victim when
mm,
Nova and him would gang up on a consistent basis when I was playing with them. Arcia was there.
mm,
Whenever I would leave the chats, they would just talk shit and say,
mm,
what a crazy bitch, what a
mm.
piece of shit. And I
Well,
hate that we have to talk to her. And I mean,
mm,
it's insane to me that in the end, he's playing victim when
mm,
I mean, and he cut all contact with me
mm,
almost 6, 7 months ago.
mm,
And I mean, the insane thing is that Tigo kicked them out of the group
mm,
because even if I was, no matter what gender I was, it's not
mm,
okay to say. And I sent the screenshots to him.
mm,
Sorry. It's not okay to say that stuff that he did, no matter what.
mm,
And I know he's probably depressed that he got kicked out of the group, but
mm,
I would have never said anything if he didn't keep egging me on and saying,
mm,
do it, no one's gonna believe you, do it. And I don't know how else I would have done
mm,
that, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to respond to that.
mm,
It was basically a challenge and saying, go ahead and expose me, and
mm,
I'll try and do the same to you. But it's just I I don't know how else I was going to respond to that, if that makes
mm.
sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, but I don't know. Nail and Nova maybe um, were always well, maybe they also had a feeling like us that something was wrong, and I can't defend them for what they said because that's none of my business. It's between you guys. But yeah, I don't know. And like I've talked to almost every single person of the forest group, just asking how they are, how they feel about all this, what happened, like, and basically everyone said the same thing, like right from the start, like, oh boy, here we go again with the same story. And some people were even like, well, I only have one advice: stop talking to him, it, whatever, instantly. That's the only thing that I can advise you, and don't get too deep into this. You will actually lose your mind if you get too deep into this. But I did it anyway because that's who I am. I was being a detective. You have no idea. And yeah,
Inspector Gadget.
shut up.
I mean, I take drugs, but the thing is,
Mm,
I take them very differently from how he takes them. And
mm,
a lot of people kept saying, you know, you're just a meth head, or you're just a druggie who's lost it. And the thing is, I've had this addiction a really, really long time, and it's like
mm,
probably the thing I'm least proud of. And
mm,
I hate it because it's part of the reason that, I it's part of the reason I started this. I
mm,
mean, when you don't sleep for nights on end and then you're not sober because you're on Oxycontin, you are not
mm,
in a right state of mind to make good decisions, if that makes sense.
mm,
And and I can only ask that you please, like, don't, like, try and turn me in for my addiction, because if I end up having to go to jail for drug possession because I have those drugs, I'm gonna be in jail for a really long time.
mm,
And I'm trying to get help right now. I have two mental health therapists, and they're helping me because they're saying, when you get your mental health in check, then you can get off the drugs. But if you try and get off the drugs before you have any sort of,
mm,
stability, it's just going to make everything much, much,
mm,
much worse. So I really am trying to get help, and everyone says the best way you can help yourself is just kill yourself, you piece of shit. And
mm,
so I take I just take the drugs to feel normal. I literally only take them so I don't go through withdrawals. I
mm,
don't take them for a high, for a buzz, for they don't do anything. It's just to feel normal. I don't I'm never I'm never trying to, you know, do crazy stuff like snort it, or
Mm.
it's literally just a part of making me feel normal.
Mm.
Because I feel like if I end up going through really bad withdrawals and I'm cut off cold turkey or something like that, I'm actually going to die. And I know that's going to make a lot of them happy, and they're probably just going to say,
Mm.
you should go to the jail then, we just want you dead. But
No, they're not gonna be
I,
happy.
Mm.
They're gonna be regretful because they're retarded and don't make up their mind because they're fucking dumb.
it's just, I don't like mob mentality. It's just that it's basically just an angry mob at this point. It's
Mm.
not, no one's thinking for themselves. It's just kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself, over and over and over again. And when I try and reason with them and saying, what did I do to you specifically? Let's talk about this. It's,
Mm.
you know what you did. Go fuck yourself. You should die. And
Mm.
it's, they don't want to move on. They don't want to, they don't want to get rid of the negative feelings. It's almost like they don't want to feel better. They want to be hateful. And it's kind of saddening because I essentially caused that, if that makes sense.
Mm.
I made them that hateful. They are that hateful because, I mean, part of it is the mob mentality, obviously. It's, you know, a bunch of you guys all in a chat, basically starting an angry mob, and
Mm.
rather than talk about it, they'd rather just, you know, insult me, insult my mental health, insult me as a person, all of that.
Mm.
And it's almost like you can't fight against that because there's no reason that they don't they don't want to listen. They don't want answers. They don't want to talk. They don't even care. I don't feel like they even care about the situation anymore. They just want something to hate. I even
Mm.
read what Power Ring said. I don't know why I hate this guy so much. I'm just trying to blow off steam and get this
Mm.
person to jail. I mean, I feel like no one in there is doing anything but taking out personal hate
Mm.
for something that's happened in their life, something that's going on right now, some some bad feelings that they've been harboring against someone else, but I'm a scapegoat.
Mm.
And that's what I feel like basically to all of those people. And I guess in a way, I'm glad because at least they have, rather than displace a lot of hate on someone else or
Mm.
displace it on other people, I can be I can at least do something for them and be something to hate. I guess
Please.
I didn't really know what else to do because
Mm.
no matter what I tried to say, it was just, the response was just,
Mm.
something shitty. So I didn't know, I mean, if nothing, it can just be something to hate, I guess.
Mm. Well, of course, none of you, nobody wants you to be something, just something to hate. That isn't it. I don't know. They just want to blow off their steam. That's it. Because you've been lying to them for all these times, and they just want to blow off the steam because you've been doing that. Well, at least I think that's how it is. Because, I don't know these persons like in
I
real
don't feel
life,
like any
so.
of them were actually thinking. It was just, no one was literally thinking about anything. It was just all out of,
Hmm.
you know, what's the word?
Hmm.
Impulses. They were
Hmm.
just acting on impulse. None of it was actually out of
Hmm.
reason, besides a few exceptions.
I know.
But most of it was just out of, reactionary anger instead of
Hmm.
actually wanting to think about anything.
Hmm.
I
That's
mean,
true.
it's easy. It's easy to just blindly hate. It's easy to do that. I mean,
Hmm.
and I, it sounds kind of, I'm not trying to talk down, but it kind of feels like
Hmm.
they're almost sheep in a way. because
Mm.
it's just blindly following and saying, "Oh,
Mm.
look how bad this person fucked up. Okay, everyone tell them to kill themselves. Everyone
Mm.
tell them, whatever you can find.
Mm.
Let's go try and fuck up their life and try and
Mm.
find whatever we can on
Mm.
them." And and it's not. No one's actually thinking about, what's happening or what's going on. It's just blind hate.
Mm.
Because at the same time, I mean, I'm obviously not going to do this, but at the same time, I have cases against all these people for
Mhm.
what I don't know if it's cyberbullying or it's, you know, um, word,
Mm.
I can't think of the word, but basically threatening someone's life or,
Mhm.
encouraging someone to take their own life.
Mm.
It's it's a crime, and they act like they're above it, and
Mm.
because what I did, they act like, no, because you wronged me, I get a free pass to say whatever I want to you, and you
Mm.
just have to sit there and take it, and that's the way it is. But
Mm.
that's not how it works. I mean, whoa. The ironic thing is that's actually how Courtney talks in real
Mm.
life in text.
Really?
Yeah, she does the. It's
Mm.
not a backwards smiley face. Everyone around here does it like that.
Mm.
They don't do it like the the dots and then the
Mm.
the colon. I don't know what
Mm.
it's called, but they do it the other way around. Like everyone around here does it that way.
Mm.
I rarely see it the way like I don't know. Maybe it's a difference in like
Mm.
maybe
Maybe it's a
different
European
countries have it
thing. I
different.
don't know. Angry. He says, do you see how much pity he is seeking? It's pathetic. Who else are we supposed to be angry at? You brought this upon yourself. You're so delusional and self absorbed in your own little world where you did nothing wrong, that you
What?
fail
I
to
didn't
see
say
how
anything
fucked up
wrong.
this is. And you just want pity from us, but you're not gonna get it. Go get pity from your therapist. You're a fucking up, pathetic little man. Also, Courtney says hi. That's what he said.
I mean, I I'm not trying to say I did nothing wrong and
Hmm.
that no one has a right to be mad. I don't know where he got that from.
Hmm.
'Cause it's just not true at all.
Hmm.
It's just insane, but I know he's not really thinking about it. He's just, dismissing
Yeah.
Hmm.
whatever I'm saying and saying, "No, you're lying. You don't care. You're just there to
Hmm.
hurt people." If I didn't care, I wouldn't even be talking to I wouldn't have talked to Victoria. I wouldn't have
Hmm.
talked to Courtney. I wouldn't have talked to you guys. I wouldn't have apologized. If I didn't care, I would have just blocked all of you guys
Hmm.
and moved on.
Hmm.
I don't
True.
understand why he's saying that.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
literally
Well, it's
not.
Rasmus. He's kind of retarded, so.
Hmm.
One sec, I'm sending what
Hmm.
I literally asked. I said you can
Hmm.
press charges if you want. She said it's all good. And then after that, she
Hmm.
said, I'm glad you're getting the help you need. And then I offered, I
Hmm.
said, again, I said, I still feel bad for it. Maybe we can get coffee or something soon.
Hmm.
Maybe next week or this week. Let me know. And then she said, I'll text you later. And then
Hmm.
that was it.
All right.
Second, I'm gonna
Hmm.
screenshot it.
Okay. Well, that's good though. Rasmus says, if we wouldn't have called you out on it, you'd still be hurting others and spreading your lies. Um, Also, out of context, this looks like you and I are having a convo soon. Imagine Marcus or Isaiah coming into this.
Isaiah. Over 100 messages. I've only. Okay, okay.
You don't even have to look, Brandon.
Uh,
But that's kind of true, though, what he says. If we wouldn't have called you out on it, you'd still be hurting others right now,
I mean,
weren't
that's kind. I mean, there's really no way around that. I mean,
you?
obviously, you have to see it. There was no way I could come out and literally say,
Mm,
I, how would I come out and start that dialogue that I've been lying
mm,
this whole time? How would I come out and say that?
mm,
I mean, I have no idea how I would even begin to start talking about that, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.